Hello, welcome to Alexander's Hangar. I'm your host, Alexander. In this episode, we are going to be building the Dynam P51 Mustang. This episode is brought to you by Grayson Hobby, located in Loganville, Georgia. I will have their address and website in my description. You should really check them out if you are in the Grayson, Loganville area. They have great products, incredibly friendly staff. They are awesome. And the pilot moved. Okay, so we're going to start off with building the landing gear fixture underneath the wing. We open up our manual to the something page, 4th page, and it explains to install your landing gear into the underside of the wing. Well, where else would it go? On the wrong side. Okay, so you insert the landing gear into the slot. It comes with two screws per side and a few extras, I think. And you slowly and carefully turn the screw down into the plastic. It will bite into the plastic really well. Okay, that's one screw. And then the second screw is to even it out on the other end of the wire. So you want to twist it in. It's a little tedious. It's kind of let's tighten it up a little more. Yeah, it's a little tedious, but then you want to repeat the process on the other side. Make sure that the landing gear are raked forward instead of backwards. If they're raked backwards, you know that you put them on the wrong side. And like I did before, I'm going to start with the innermost screw. Make sure it's perfectly aligned with the screw hole. The screw hole's tiny. Like really, really small. It's like a pinhole. And you need to insert the screw in and twist it. Do not put too much pressure on the wing or you could damage the aircraft itself. And I think the landing gear are removable, but it's kind of tedious to take them off, put them back on, the 4 screws. But you already made the way into the plastic with the screws, so maybe it will be easier to put the screws in after you remove the landing gear. So let's. Oh, well. Hands are shakier than usual today. Maybe too much caffeine. Okay then. Landing gear are installed into the wing. Let's set that aside. No, wait, you gotta insert the wing into the fuselage. It's easiest to take a Y-harness, or your Y-harness it comes with, and plug it into both aileron connections. And I do have a servo extension. It does not come with the kit, just letting you know. And I'm going to use it to help feed the, it would help if you take off the hatch and move the ESC, that electronic speed controller, aside, and feed your extension in. Wait, there's the extension. Okay, the ESC does get in the way. If you do not have a servo extension, you can use a string or something just to help you pull it through. Okay, and as you slide the wings on, you want to make sure that your connections go into the hole, which is it's kind of a design flaw how they have the wings set up. I think that the scoop should be on the wing, so it's just easier to get all to get it all together inside the plane. And the squeaking is just the foam hitting the other foam. It's perfectly normal when building an RC airplane. Oh, if I could get those servo extensions, or if I could get the servos leads into the airplane itself, that would be helpful. This is going to take a minute. I think I should set it down. This has got to be the most tedious part of the build. The Dynam P51 Mustang is, I've read it's a pretty nice plane to fly. I can tell it's a beautiful plane to look at. There we go. Okay, so now that we have the wings through, you want to take your, looks like a 6mm screw, and I dropped it. Your 6mm screw, and there's a white little slot in there, and you want to bolt your wing into place. Snug it up nicely. Just don't put it too hard or it could damage the foam. But the screw is going into plastic, but it could also damage the foam with too much pressure. Okay, so the wing is installed, and you can see how it sits on the ground. Unsteerable tail wheel, which I kind of don't like, but it's a beautiful airplane otherwise. Okay, okay, now landing. Horizontal stabilizer, which is your elevator piece. It says to slide it into position. Open up your glue. I'm not sure if this is epoxy, but according to the instruction manual, it is not, and it says and the picture shows that a person's just squeezing a tube on, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so got that in. And where's a piece of scrap anything? It's good to have a piece of scrap anything to help smear away the excess glue that's sticking out. Like a glue plug. This old battery manual. I've already read it. So, I suggest using a piece of scrap foam board if you have it. If you do any scratch builds, which scratch builds are very fun. I shall do a couple videos on scratch building. So yeah, you just want to kind of get the glue into the seam with the horizontal stabilizer and the fuselage, and then you want to do the same process, repeat the process on the other side. Why didn't I do this before? Okay, and it will take a few minutes to set. And on to the nose section. I'll put the foam holder, this piece, on the elevator once it's dry. Okay, so you want to get the prop nut, giggity. Put the propeller onto the airplane. Put the prop nut, prevent the motor from spinning by holding the prop still. There's already a nut holding the motor in place, or holding the propeller in place. You may want to loosen the prop nut just a little bit. No. Hold on, I gotta put in the receiver real quick to make sure it spins right. Throttle. The receiver only comes with the ready to fly kit. This is the plug and play, which means it only comes with only comes with the airplane. Oh, forgot to turn on my transmitter. Forgot to mention that making sure your transmitter is on before plugging in your airplane is a crucial part. Okay, it's too tight. Wait. And it's not unscrewing. Need some leverage. An old Allen wrench will help it. Nope, need a smaller Allen wrench. Don't do what I just did and tighten the prop down too much. It'll go for an unpleasant time. But but it is not. It's not that hard to fix. You just want a little bit of leverage. Perfect. Whoa, that has a lot of power. Did it again. Hold on. I think I'm going to take off. This is just a little bit of fine tuning and adjustment. I'm getting the bolt or the nut or bolt or whatever it is that is back on near the motor, moving it up a little bit so it does not hurt the prop motor or anything. There we go. Okay. There. That sounds cool. If anybody says it doesn't, you know it does. Okay, where did I put the other glue? Okay, comes with 2 things of glue, which is pretty good. Like you use up 1 tube for one project, and you can use it for another one. I think I put a little too much inside of that. Fine, if you put a little too much glue inside of the spinner, figure out a way to get it out. I'm going to use this old Allen wrench. Yeah, this was a misfire right there. Okay, that's good. And now you want to apply the spinner with just a little bit of pressure directly onto the prop nut, therefore securing the propeller in place. And let's do a little bit of adjusting to make sure the spinner is flush. It should have a, if you want, it should, which I want it like this, it should have a little bit of room, a little gap. It makes it spin a little better. Make sure it's balanced, of course. And any glue runs onto the propeller, scrape it off. It will unbalance the propeller. Yeah, man. You know, I'll just wash my hands afterwards. I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to spin it slowly, help it cure a little bit, help balance the propeller. Okay, and this does come with a 3-bladed spinner and a 2-bladed spinner. It comes with 2 2-bladed props, so yeah. I suggest using the 2-bladed prop. Okay, so drop that. It comes with a little scale antenna. Where is my CA? This is CA glue. I don't want to get into what CA stands for because it's a very long word. Okay, and you want to put it. There's a little gap, small gap, about 2 centimeter and a half long, and that's where your aerial antenna, whatever they call it, goes into place. I've already read the manual like 3 or 4 times, but you do want to make sure you read the manual. Don't screw up this airplane. It is a beautiful masterpiece. I love it very much, and I don't want to hurt it. Okay, so those are in place. I think the glue on the spinner has not dried, but the glue on the tip has also not dried. What else can we do in the meantime? The guy, the little pilot, skill pilot. We should apply, zoom in to this, apply a healthy amount of CA to the bottom of the guy. This is foam safe CA. And then, this is a British pilot in an American airplane. It's a little weird, but okay. Well, they did that in World War II, but he's wearing British stuff. Okay, so you want to get your guy into place. You don't want to put the canopy on until you put the sticker inside the canopy, which I shall do now. Dynam stickers are a little tedious. Oh, that was easy to do. But you want to be very careful putting it into place. This is the control board. Yeah, good. And be very, very careful putting it in. You don't want it to, well, it will overlap just a little, but that's okay. You can just fold it down. Hold it for a sec. And also, if it does start popping up, just use a little bit of the CA to adhere it down. Okay, so the board is in place. You want to get your canopy. I suggest wiping the inside of it to make it look nice. You may want to put an FPV camera or something in it, and that will enhance the flight experience. First person view is so much fun. I'm going to do a couple reviews on FPV gear and stuff when I get a new camera. Okay, so you want to apply about 4 points of glue onto the inside of the canopy, but only on the silver, inside of the silver. And then you want to gently apply it onto the fuselage. Okay, so that's in place. It is looking good. It's coming along very well. It's very nice now. Has a lot of power for an 850 milliamp battery. Milliamp is 1,000 of an amp. So a 5,000 milliamp battery is 5 amps, which is incredibly dangerous. I don't know why they use battery life. Okay, I'm just going to put the battery inside the Velcro, or on the Velcro on the inside. You want to take your receiver board and unplug the extension if you'd like. It's all up to you, if you have an extension. And plug it into the aileron port. Let's do a control test. Okay. Let's plug in this is the rudder. Okay, you want to install the elevator before the rudder. It's just a little easier. Okay. Elevator servo is working. The elevator will not move because the linkage is not set up. Okay, so the receiver is set. I'm using my own receiver. It was given to me by my sponsor. Okay, so you want to put your hatch on. And you can do a little bit of fine tuning with the hatch later. While this is the last piece of the airplane, the foam holder. Where does it go? Underneath just behind. It just looks like a scrap piece of foam, but it's not. It has a name and stuff. Okay. It's not going into place. I don't like this piece. It's mean. Oh, I guess that's where it goes. Oh yeah, that's where it goes. This piece is mean. I'll get the CA to do this and make it easier. So you want to apply a good amount of CA, or as I call it, CA. Oh, wait. Okay, and hold it into place while the CA sets. This will prevent the stabilizer from coming out of position. So it's going to take a minute to set completely. Oh, the elevator's holding it in place. That's good. I'm going to rock it onto one wing and prop it up on my transmitter to hold it. The foam safe CA does take a few minutes to cure. And, well, that about wraps it up. Actually, it is a beautiful airplane. If the foam saver would would glue already, that would be a lot easier. Well, you know what? Hold on. I'm just going to attach the linkage to the whatchamacallit. That sound is the motor being pushed around. Okay, that's attached. And then the foam holder. You want to attach your linkages. It's very, very simple. You just need to open up the clevis and attach it. Oh. What was that? Oh, prop. Okay, so the Dynam P51 Mustang.